when we hear about Trainyoni,
Yeah.
Shumaira Meuka,
Shumi Meuka.
it's the British media who are doing this to put spotlight on players they think are within their domain. But what has our media done to also spotlight? We always talk about Timon Machope, scouted very late. He's now 31, but he started playing 2 years ago in the top flight. But what a talent! Imagine if he was developed properly.
Yeah.
But where is our media in all this? Why are we not writing about another Timon Machope who's out there in Chisumbanje? Why are we not going in there and writing stories, that affect Zimbabweans?
Absolutely.
So having said that, but now coming to you, because this is your domain.
Sure.
You went all the way to the UK, you then went to Germany and all that. Have you done or tried to do a similar kind of program here, that you go to these outlying areas and say, look, we are Zimbabwe Football Association, and this is what we're doing, because they are good players. Again, I'll reference Timon Machope, because if you've got a systematic scouting process, you will know at that level, at the national level, people who go out there just try and bring, or maybe make a deliberate program of just trying to woo those players who are out there.
No, thank you very much for that. I think what is important, or perhaps what I need to clarify, is that the trip to UK was not maybe for myself as the president to try and convince players to come and play for Zimbabwe. It's not automatic that if you are in the UK or in Europe, you can make it into the A national squad. It's not automatic. Yeah. So I don't know where perhaps media was getting this to say that we've already set places for the players. Look, the thrust is to give every Zimbabwean a fair opportunity. I've been around Zimbabwe. I'll be the first one to tell you that I've been around Zimbabwe. I've been to Chiredzi. I've been to Bulawayo to see what we have currently. I've been around the country to see. But I'm also equally indebted to visit other places, jurisdictions, to just also speak to our constituency about the journey we are on as a football association. Our trip was beyond just the coach, because the coach was basically doing that, because there's a short-term strategy that he needs to implement to identify quality players and beef up his team as we go towards AFCON. Short-term strategy, but there's a longer-term strategy that we are also looking at. One of the key things that happened when I traveled was, of course, our engagements with the FA. Very important. There's important collaborative discussions we've had. We had that engagement there, which was very important. They took us to St. George's Park, where they showed us their infrastructure, which is very important, because we are having discussions with FIFA right now to see what we can do in terms of building our own technical center that can compete globally. So these things, you can never dream about them unless you go into places where you can see how it's being done. Yeah. So it was important for us to have those engagements. It was also important for me to go to Germany and meet the German Association, DFB. It was important to see how they've also built their technical center in their head office and how they administer their football association. It was also important for us to visit the institute, or International Football Institute, where we are talking about how technology can be incorporated to our football. Maybe perhaps in the next season we may come up with a framework which may make it compulsory, if members of the assembly agree, for certain technological components to be part of club licensing. Those are the things that we're looking that will fundamentally transform our football in Zimbabwe, and this is what we're working on. Now let's come back to the issues of the players which you're talking about. I think there's a number of Zimbabweans that are in the UK. Next to South Africa, I think maybe the UK has the biggest Zimbabwean population. In terms of football development, yes, the UK, their systems are better developed. And those are the things that we are trying to benchmark on. We've been to South Africa to see, as a committee, to see how things are being done there. And we are also learning, and we're trying to see how best we could bring that to benefit Zimbabweans. But talking about the A national squad, As a president, I don't have a say on who the coach chooses. I don't want to interfere with the coach. It's his prerogative. I want to have the liberty to fire him if he doesn't perform. We'll agree. And the good thing is, I think we have a good coach. But what's important is to allow him to do his work and to deliver on his promises. And if he fails to deliver, then we can have a discussion. I wouldn't want a situation where the coach said, no, but President, you are the one who's telling me to play this player, play this player. I allow the coach, and all the executive committee members allow the coach to do his bit.